In my opinion, the November live stream for Ashes of Creation in 2023 was the best live stream of the year. There was so much content covered. As you guys know, the overarching main theme was the Artisan Preview. In the video, they went through how to craft a weapon, which was fantastic. But then they also gave us a bunch more information. Number one, December, we will be seeing a preview of the Ranger, which is huge. As you guys know, archetype previews are some of my favorites to watch, and so I'm really looking forward to that. Each archetype preview that we see, it gets us closer and closer to combat, and combat is the main reason I play MMOs. There's just nothing better than PvP in an MMO space, in my opinion, and so I'm really looking forward to see how this fleshes out. Speaking of combat, January, they said that they are going to do a PvP Caravan Preview. So it will be a PvP live stream, which is the first one I think they've ever done, or it's at least been a few years since I've covered the game. I've never seen them cover it. So yeah, so we get a little snippet of one archetype in December, and then we get the Caravan Preview. And so lots of information was had here. That's why I really like this live stream. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about it. Wanted to talk to you guys about my perspective and what we saw. So yeah, that's what this video is. Let's dive into it. Now, as I said, the Artisan Preview, they got a schematic, they got a blueprint for how to craft a sword, and in the video, they went about collecting different aspects of, or collecting different items in order to create this Nightblade sword, or the Nightblade, I think is what the title of it was. So, had to collect stuff during the day. They had to go about crafting a pickaxe, going through all these different things, showing the in-depth and the amount of intricacy it's going to take to do these sorts of crafting things. Now, I want to be clear with you guys. I am not traditionally really big into crafting, harvesting, and collecting. To me, this has always been a means to an end. I need to do alchemy in order to get potions so I can go play PvP. I need to level up my blacksmithing or my armor or my woodworking so that I have the top tier weapons to go PvP. This has always been a stop for me to the end game that I've wanted to complete. Now, with that being said, I want you guys to know where I'm coming from on this. I know that there are a lot of people who love the gameplay loop of harvesting, collecting, crafting, these sorts of things. That this is their favorite part of the game. And my wife is one of them. This is one of the things that my wife really enjoys to do in video games, is go around and picking flowers and chopping down trees and making stuff. And I think that's awesome. Lots of players enjoy this aspect. And so to see, this is in the same vein as the Freehold live stream, to see the amount of detail that they put into the Artisan Preview here, how much they want to make this an enjoyable experience for players, is really important. And it's not something I see very often. Obviously, for me, I really enjoy PvP, and this other stuff has always been a means to an end. It's possible. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like it looks so good. I'm like, well, I could see myself getting into. I'm gonna have to, but I could see myself actually enjoying doing some crafting in Ashes of Creation, because they actually. It just seems like they value the player's time. So if you want to get involved in this, if this is something you've traditionally liked to do, it exists in a pretty intricate way. I thought it was very well done. Some of the resources you collect during the day. A few of the resources they had to collect, you could collect only at nighttime. And so they ended up doing another day and night little preview. As you guys know, earlier on in the year or last year, I can't remember the exact date, but they did a day and night showcase where they showed what Verra looks like with daytime and nighttime in their game, and they made some adjustments. They made it a little bit darker, and so it was almost like it was its own little mini preview. It's like that. This little tidbit was a previous live stream, and they just kind of threw it in there, like, "Hey, we made some updates," and I thought they hit it out of the park. I think when you look at that and you look at the route they went, where they made the shadows a little bit darker, it makes nighttime in Verra look a little bit more ominous, and that makes sense. Like, you have different resources, you have different monsters that come out at night, you have the entire corruption area, which we will talk about here in a little bit. These sorts of things just make for a more ominous time period, and I thought it looked a lot better, in my opinion. So that's my feedback. Is it looked pretty good. Speaking of corruption, they walked along and they were going to collect stuff, and they walked along a corrupt area, and it was funny because Steven and the team were talking about things, and all of a sudden this big flying monster comes around the corner, and it was cool because Steven had like a mini gamer moment where he was like, wow, what the fuck is that thing?
Stuff down. It will help you find places. We'll help you find particular resources. We'll help you find resources at a certain rarity. And yeah, so it should be, you know, something you could do as a gatherer on your own, or group up with other people to bolster up the power of your survey, or the range or reach of it. So yeah.
Oh, it says I need a higher certification for this tree. It's
Oh,
corrupted oak.
gotcha. Well, you just leveled up, so I bet you if we went back to town.
Oh my god! There's some fucking crazy. Or excuse me. There's some crazy.
Oh no.
I know it's supposed to, like, when you're streaming and you're trying to do stuff, you're trying to be more family friendly. You're trying not to swear a whole lot, but that's just a real gamer moment when all of a sudden you encounter something. And putting myself in the situation of Steven trying to record this. He's like, man, I'm trying to record this for all of you guys, and now I potentially, like, I don't want to aggro this thing and get one shot. Then I have to edit this out. I'll have to do this all over again. It's an entire process. A recording is a process. As far as what the corruption theme was, like how it looked, I thought they hit it out of the park. I always try to provide feedback on these sorts of things in video or on Mine and Nice Gaming's podcast, The Voices of Verra, which we do every Tuesday. I really try to be critical or point out things when I see them, but when it comes to what the corruption area looked like, I thought it was perfect, and the entire corruption area at night was even better. It was just very ominous. It was overlapping a previous thing where they talked about world events, and world events are something that happens and you partake in them, and if you fail at some world events, corruption can spread in Verra, and it can take over certain spots. Maybe those spots have valuable resources. Maybe it's an important travel way, and now you've incorporated monsters into an area in your region. And so it's drastically changing the world based off of what the players are doing. Once again, tying in another aspect of another live stream, which I thought was I thought it was great. And so all this is just kind of going along with it just felt like things getting tied together, right? Like it's just starting to feel like the game is coming together. Things are getting incorporated. The systems are intertwining a little bit. And yeah, speaking of intertwining systems, while they were going out to collect these resources, I didn't notice this. This was actually pointed out on Nice Gaming's channel, and he brought it up to me. But there are aspects where you watch them fight the wolves, where they're fighting the wolves and everything, and they use AoEs to take out these enemies. And at that point in time, they accidentally hit fellow developers, and you see the person that hits the other people, they flag purple, which is part of the corruption system in the game. For those of you guys that don't know, the Ashes of Creation doesn't have a toggle off and toggle on PvP system. They have a flagging system. So if you hit somebody, you are flagging purple, you are choosing to opt in for combat, and the other person then can choose to hit you back. If you kill the person and they don't attack you back, you now go corrupt. So you go from normally a white nameplate to a purple if you're flagging, if you're choosing to go hostile against somebody, and if you kill them, your name tag goes red until you work off that XP debt. And so it was really cool to see. It was really cool to see because they haven't shown that. It's a very minor detail, but they haven't shown any of that in any of the live streams. And if you guys watch these reveals and stuff, you see lots of complaints from people talking about how the game isn't close yet. The game isn't even close to being done. They have so much more to do. They're so far away. And the thing is the thing that I keep coming back to is Steven Sharif, he really wants the players to experience stuff for the first time. So he wants to make the Alpha 2 experience, he wants it to be memorable for the players. He wants the beta experience to be memorable for the players. He wants the actual game and all the end game stuff to be memorable for the players, not something you see on YouTube 10,000 times. He wants that experience to have happen. You see, during the charity live stream, they're big into Dungeons and Dragons style games, and his experience is you encounter a boss, you fight the boss has mechanics. If you have to retreat, you go back and you figure out how to beat the boss. And so he wants that first time experience to be cool and unique for people, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. We're just seeing lots of layers of this game that they haven't yet shown in little tidbits that are actually being worked on. They're just not presenting them out for everybody to see. And yeah, that just gets me more and more excited for Alpha 2 in 2024. I'll be there testing, I'll be there trying all this stuff out. And yeah, all this stuff just happened in the live stream, and it was just fun to see, like, following this entire development team with this game for the last couple of years, seeing the direction they've gone. It just feels more and more like I said, everything is tying together. And yeah, we're getting to the point to where we'll have more archetypes, the Ranger showcase, and then we'll actually have a combat showcase, which is going to be a big one. Like the January combat showcase, in my opinion, I keep saying they're big and they're great and everything, but yeah, that's just how once you start ramping up on things and you start getting to a point where you get to one of the core staples of the game, which is combat and PvP, doing the first time showcase for it's going to be pretty exciting. And so yeah, I was blown away. I was really impressed by the November live stream. I wanted to hear your guys' feedback as well. Of course, this is just my thoughts after watching it. I'll provide a link in the description if you guys want to go check it out yourself. Let me know what you think. Was it good? Was it bad? Anything else you liked, you disliked? Let me know. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day.